let's talk the most powerful indicator for an economy that I believe exists and that I believe at the core matters the most. Now, I'm not an economist. I'm not some sort of like financial professional. In fact, I would say I'm not even that smart. That's why I need something that's very simple, that has very basic logic behind it, but in my opinion, very, very powerful logic. And just to set up the logic here, let me just go through a quick little chart here just so we can say and kind of be involved in the same page in terms of why I'm focusing on what I am. But down here, let's just say we have an economy, and then up here we have currency, right? So the value of that economy is currency. And economy meaning the further that way we go, the stronger economy actually is. And then of course, that way upwards, the stronger a currency is. And I believe the relationship is this, that the stronger a currency becomes, the stronger the economy actually is. So as, relatively speaking, if the currency strength is right here, well, the economic strength right around there. But if this can, get up to here and the currency rises there, well, then the economic strength all of a sudden, makes its way all the way right there. So nothing complicated, just my core premise is that, what is a currency doing? And whatever a currency is actually doing, to me, that's the true insight about a country's economy. And more specifically, that's also going to tell you what other countries think about that country's economy. Because if people deem your country safe, if people think that your country, your economy is a safe place or safer than other places, well, they're going to want to park some cash with you. They're going to want to invest, whether that's through bonds or things like that. I'm not going to go down all those rabbit holes. But like I said, just keeping the logic very basic, they're going to invest because they're thinking, you know what? I think that's strong. I think that's worthwhile. And I'm going to actually put some money into that economy, which is going to ultimately help out that country's currency. So for me, like I said, very basic correlation. I just want to know what's going on with the currency, because I would contend that if you're looking at something and the currency is basically, let's say, worth nothing, then I don't think that economy is doing very well. If their currency is like, that is like Zimbabwe, for example. When Zimbabwe was going through all that craziness, their currency was a mess. Well, yeah, but when I say strong economies, I don't think Zimbabwe comes to anybody's mind. So, all right, that brings up the question. Well, what are you saying? And as an American, as somebody that's primarily doing my investing, my trading in the United States of America, the indicator that I believe is the best is right here, UUP. Now, it isn't an ETF, but what it does is it basically weighs the US dollar versus a basket of other countries' currencies. But at the end of the day, if the UUP is having a good solid day, that means it's a good solid day for the US dollar, or in other words, for the USA's currency. And for me, that's the ticket. This is what's actually going to be telling, is the economy strong or is it weak? Because all you got to do is open up your phone, open up your tablet, your computer, scroll through the headlines, and you'll have one economist saying, oh, the economy is great. You'll have somebody else saying, oh, the economy is terrible. And right, this is not new. You've seen, for every positive headline, you can see somebody that's taking the ulterior side. And in my mind, the way you weed through all that is watch the UUP. And that's why it's always on my watch list. Not because I'm trading it. I'm not even investing in it. I'm just using it as an indicator to kind of just keep off to the side of what I believe is really going on with the economy. So if you are somebody that's in the United States, then I would recommend just always keeping an eye on the UUP, assuming, like I said, you're just looking for more of a broad economic indicator. Now, if you're in another country, your task would be, what is there an ETF out there that measures your currency? So it's not going to be the UUP, because again, that's focused on the US dollar. But is there some sort of ETF that you could use to just kind of measure more so the health of your overall economy? Now, I do realize that you can get all economic on it and be like, well, technically speaking, if your currency is worth less, then that means your products are less. So then that means your exports can, rise because other people can afford your product. I get all that. I understand all that. But at the core, to take things to the extreme, if a country's currency is really, really strong, that tells me that the country and the economy is doing very well, because weak, terrible economies don't have strong currencies. If somebody tells me, oh yeah, our currency is worthless, you're not going to be like, oh wow, your economy must be doing very well if your currency is worthless, right? The two extremes there, but that's the point. So I realize there's little nooks and crannies of economic debates and theories that can be done with, well, technically this, technically that. And again, you're not wrong, but like I said, I'm just arguing from a very basic, simplistic point of logic that in my mind, the stronger a country's currency, the stronger the actual economy is doing. So keep an eye on UUP if you're in the United States. But for me, like I said, in order to cut through all the drama, cut through all the headlines, figure out an ETF for your country's currency and follow that. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.